Hey everybody, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Dear Esther. This is essentially, from what I've seen about, like, on websites and everything, it's just like a narrative walkthrough type of game. There isn't actually any gameplay, and it's not that long from what I've heard, so I think we'll just go through this and see the story that it wants to unfold onto us, and enjoy it. Yeah, I figure why not, since... No, so okay, so it's only got like 4 parts. And I believe it's running in the source engine. At least it looks and sounds like it, because it's using the same menu sounds that I hear all the time in the source engine. um...
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Oh, we have control. Oh. Alright, so... we're at the edge of a pier. Wow, this game is really, really pretty looking. They really did work pretty hard to make it seem nice looking. I'm assuming that... Whoa. Oh, okay. Oh, that's so weird. What is going on?
Come back.
Whoa, that's really trippy. So if you go in the water, strange stuff happens. It doesn't seem like you can die. Is this supposed to be a horror game and I don't really realize it? We can't run. We can't really do much of anything. Okay, so there's paths up there. We have a flashlight. Lots of paint. Can't interact with anything. At least not yet. So there might be like prompts that come up. Do we turn off? Yeah, we turn off the flashlight automatically. Ugh. That shitter is fucking nasty. I don't understand why they always look like this. It's not like porcelain rusts. I guess it's like the rusty water stains it. But I don't know. If the valve is tight enough, you're not going to have any drips. It's not going to stain the rusty sink anyway. Oh. I'm really bad at chemistry. And I have no idea what that is. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen onto a carbon, carbon. So it's H5C2. Oh? No, H6. No, that's probably wrong. Because it's probably... I don't know what that is. I'm not going to even pretend. Alright, so there was a noise in there, though. So that's kind of weird. Ooh, wow, that's a little weird. We like sunk into the ground for a second there or something. So, 2 paths. Let's take the high road. Just because it's really pretty looking. I wonder if this is going to be like an exploration game where we just have fun and like look through the place. I wonder what happens if I just like fall off the cliff. Do we actually get hurt? Or... no. Also, who's our narrator? Oh, okay. Can we get over here? Yes, we can. Interesting. Is that supposed to, like, deter you and make you go down to the low road? So many questions.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Oh, that was weird. Huh, so we can't actually...
Those islands in the distance, I'm sure, are nothing more than relics of another time, sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming. I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
I'm actually loving the narration in this game. So this is all entirely exploration. I should have gone into that cave. Although I think one of the chapters was called The Cave, so I don't want to like skip ahead and not see everything. Ooh, what's here? Oh, it's this is the golden ratio. It's the spiral that forms out of a right angle or something like that. It's a very specific number, or like is associated. I'm getting a lot of weird like audio pops and glitches from this game. I wonder why. So
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
we did? When did that happen? I'd like to know. What's this? Tires? I can't tell what that says. 3N? And then there's a line going down. That's not even letters. Where did you find the paint can thing? Is that just narration that pops up randomly because we're like really far out, or? That was weird. Did I miss something? Am I supposed to be collecting things? Well, I mean, I guess I'm not supposed to be doing anything. This game is... Well, I'll just put it this way. This is called a game very loosely. It's supposed to be like a cinematic interactive experience, I guess. Like, there is no gameplay. It's just walking. It's been called a walking simulator. But I mean, then again, in the same way that this is a walking simulator, like, so was Stanley Parable. Which I should do a Let's Play of that as well, because that's fantastic. But I feel like everybody's sort of beating it dry. Alright, so what's up here? I feel like I should have gone to the caves. Maybe we'll try to, like, drop down onto the caves or something, so that I don't absolutely skip everything. Oh, things are getting jittery. Well, actually, we might be able to get over here. If I just sort of... Ooh, okay, cool. I made it. There's another paint can, so maybe the hermit was the one who left the paint cans? Can I have the flashlight again? Nope, no I cannot. So the flashlight is not my decision at all. Oh, and we can't really walk through it all. So I guess it was just to show you? That is really, really pretty. There's the fucking thumbnail. Here, wait, I lined it up. There we go. There's the thumbnail. Well, they certainly got the beauty down. I'm starting to feel like most of my one-off games are like cool, relaxing games. like flow and cloud and everything. Which they sort of are. Sometimes you just need some sort of break. Ow. Was that the like leg breaking noise from Half-Life? I think this is in the Source engine. It's really pretty for being in the Source engine though. Like even the sand texture is really nice. And how, well, when you get it close, that texture is not as good. Getting some screen tearing, but I don't think that'll actually show up on your end. So I'm okay with it. Alright, let's go up these stairs again. I feel like I'm like sort of getting into like the calm mood that you get when you play this game. So I'm just going to take my time with it. And I realize this might not be the most entertaining of things. But, whatever. I will say, like, I am kind of in awe that games don't do this nowadays. They don't take the time to make something really pretty. Dark Souls also does this. They just care about their vistas and what you're looking at, even if you're not going to pay attention to it. Obviously, this game, you have to pay attention to everything because, well, there's not much else to do.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
What are our reasons? What is going on? We just sort of start at the beginning. We say come back when we go into the water. And I'm assuming all of the...
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Oh, those parallel lines. Whoa. Huh. Getting back to what I was saying, I'm assuming that, that the narration is actually, like, part of the letter being written to Esther or something like that? Maybe this would be a better thumbnail. I'm not entirely sure because I don't really know what is going on. This might be more serious. I do love the narration, though. Ooh, what are those stones? Maybe we'll get a little blurb about it. These, they might just be like markers or something. Oh, wait. Oh no, they're sprites. Damn it. I was about to say how, like, I'm going on about how pretty the game is.
I quote directly. A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
So who's Donnelly? Also, who are we? Ooh, there's some sort of downed ship over here.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason, or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Whoa. This is starting to get a little creepy. I'm trying to head this way and go up and see those, like, stones. If I even can go this way. It looks like I can. I wonder if there's going to be more. Oh, there's, like, a path right here. I wonder if, like, you can choose where you're going. And, like, the chapter markers are just different. We'll come back to that cave. Because I feel like that's the way to move on. But I want to see what's up here. The water looks pretty, though. There's a certain level of creep factor in this game. I will say, like, they could have very easily turned this into a survival horror type thing. And I don't believe that it is. I could be wrong, and it could be the, you know, best kept secret about this game, that it's actually, like, some sort of survival horror. But I don't think that it actually is. So hopefully we'll strike up another narration cue in a second. As we get up here. Right? Another chemical compound. 3N? Is that some sort of nitrogen isotope or something? Oh, so maybe the thing carved into the rock was actually that. The 3N thing. Maybe? And this is the, like, way down, right? Ooh, let's not fall into here. Yeah. So we've been down there. I really thought there would be some sort of narration cue. But I guess he's not going to comment about the weird chemical drawings that he's been seeing. Maybe we can make our way around over there. Like to the other part of the island. Or maybe it'll block us off and we'll have to go back. Oh. Is it actually getting darker in the game? Or is it just because there's no, like, light down here? It's probably just because there's no light here. Howling window. Oh. Here's a point of no return. Oh. Oh. Maybe I should have gone into the cave.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome break services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
What are we looking for? There's a path over there. So let's check out these ships first before we go up there. A barrel in the sand. The music is really nice. At least I really like it. Shipping containers. Who's that? There's somebody up there. I need to find out who that is. Wait, I want to check out the ships first. It's weird, if we don't look at her, I'm assuming that's Esther. If we don't look at it, it gets a lot darker. And suddenly the music is much more sinister. Or at least seeming to be, to me. Maybe it was just good timing on my part. Box. I mean, obviously we're supposed to go up there, but... So there's a way around the mountains over there. Oh. Is that figure still there? Yes, it is. It's really concerning me, that figure.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
A hole in the bottom of the boat? What is this? Is it connected to there? Oh, and that's a dead end here. Huh. Is that a lighthouse or something over there? The figure's still over there, so I guess let's go meet the figure. I'm assuming that's Esther, but I can be really, really wrong here. And at that point, this does turn into some sort of survival horror. Oh, let's go through here. Why not? Really slow pace. Game. Well, no. I was gonna say, like, I almost wish there was a run, but I feel like that would defeat a lot of this game if there was some sort of run. The one thing I can't tell is if the figure is looking at us. Or if they're looking out towards light. Who could it be? I mean, I suppose we'll find out, but...
All night the boy has kept me lucid. I sat when I was at the very edge of despair, when I thought I would never unlock the secret of the island. I sat at the edge, and I watched the idiot boy blink through the night. He is mute, and he is retarded, and he has no thought in his metal head but to blink each wave and each minute aside until the morning comes and renders him blind as well as deaf-mute. In many ways, we have much in common.
Our narrator's a little, uptight. So, the figure isn't here. And this island certainly is a mystery. If we leave this area, will the figure be back? Also, is there like a way up? Yes, there is. I'm assuming that this way up just leads around from where we started. Trying to keep an eye and see if the figure is going to appear in our periphery at all. But it might just disappear once we get up here. So maybe we're chasing someone rather than something. I'm just going to fall down. Is the figure over there? I don't see it. And this, yes, this does go back to where we came from. Okay, so let's head around the mountain then. I don't think we can die, thankfully. Yep, the figure is now gone completely. So it was just a cue for us to go over there. It's this weird mix of unsettling and beautiful. I feel like there's some sort of tragic backstory that is going to unfold as we go
I
along.
had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Oh. Okay, well, assuming that this narration is the letter to Esther, Esther seems to be dead.
What charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
A lot, I'm assuming. What happens if we jump in? Whee!
Come back.
Whoa! Don't move me! Okay. I have a feeling that it's like, if you die, your character is committing suicide. Oh, there's like weird things off in the distance. Weird noises. Well, this is pretty. It reminds me of Ireland a little bit.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft, and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
The fuck is going on with the music? Some sort of rebirth is up there? What does that even mean? Is it supposed to be like intentionally happy creepy? I guess so. There's another path that leads down from the house.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Even more chemical compounds? Now they're just triangles. What does that even mean? What's with all the paint and the chemical compounds? Let's go into this house. More paint. I have no idea what this is. Just like a weird squid thing? Is this all a Cthulhu fucking game? Oh, I'm sorry for like the weird glitches. I don't know why it's happening.
Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes. Donnelly's book, stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
It's an ultrasound. There's music here and what looks like cracked eggs. I don't know what that is. Lantern. Another ultrasound picture. I'm assuming that this is the diary? No, it's a history book. There's lots of books here. There's the bed. This reminds me of a short film that I watched once where a man's wife had died and they lived like in the middle of nowhere in Scandinavia or something, like way, way out in the countryside. In the cliffs. And it was really depressing. The man ended up burying her. He made a grave for her. He buried her. And he didn't tell... He had, like, children. And they were coming to visit him. He didn't tell them what he was planning, though. And, he ended up burying himself alive with his dead wife. I realize that's a really, really, really depressing story. But Dear Esther is reminding me a lot of that. Because it's this idea of, like, being lost when you die or something like that. I'm assuming that we die if we fall down the cliff. Right? Yep.
Come back.
So we're not supposed to die. It doesn't happen in this story. We get pulled back whenever we try. So here's the second path that leads down. But what does this lead to? Because I don't really want to follow it if it's just taking me back down to the bottom. If it goes to a different area, that's fine. But I don't think it will. I think it might lead, like, just down here. And it's just another way to get up here if we wanted. And it looks like that's exactly what this is. Okay, so we're just going to go back up then. I don't want to waste your guys' time, but then again, this is a game of exploring. The sky is so pretty. I don't think I've ever seen it in real life where there's like this pink on one side and then deep, deep blues that almost look like they're in the clouds. I don't know if I've ever seen the sky like that. That's kind of sad, I guess. I wish I could have. I wonder what makes the sky pink during, like, twilight and all that. Some sort of scientific thing that I am just unaware of. Right, so there's a way going down here. Let's try and not fall off the cliff, but we can walk down here. Oh, there's a massive cliff edge. Oh, wait. Can we go into that cave? Would that cave be connected to where we came out from? And also, can't we walk up here? There was a path up here too, wasn't there? Or maybe we can't walk up here, and it's just sort of blocked off, and it sort of looks like it is. Oh, hey, is this an anvil or like a water pail? Actually, I have no idea what that is. Oh, wait, that's a grave, isn't it? Huh. No, I don't believe that we can get up here. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. I mean, in real life, you could scale this, no problem. Doesn't look that big. But laws of the game say that we can't. So we're going to abide by them and not try and force the issue. I really think that those caves might have just let out from where we were before, and you would have gotten a glimpse of the house or something. If I end this game prematurely and I don't have a chance to go back to the caves, I'll probably do like a quick thing at the end just to see what was in there. But then it seems like they wouldn't have let you skip it if it was important. Well, maybe they would have. I don't know. Oh, this is precarious right here.
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
So we're a drunk. Well, at least that's our major vice from what it seems like. We like to drink. Donnelly, however,
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him, small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
poor Jakobsen. Well, that just looks like an error. Why is there a traffic cone here? Oh. Oh, it's so strange.
Come back.
The images you get when you're in the water are very strange. And I feel like they mean something. Well, if Donnelly had syphilis, well, we don't know if he had it before he came to the island or after, but I would assume that there wasn't much here. I mean, the place is obviously deserted. Most of the stuff has been broken for a while, and we seem to know Donnelly. I'm guessing that he had syphilis before he came here then. Look at this carcass of a ship. Wood's been stripped from the hull. It's a huge ship, though. Wow. This place once probably was really bustling once. It had to have been. Oop. Oh, there's caves over here.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
What the fuck was that noise? And I'm guessing that this is where Jakobsen was tossed to the massive cleave here. Well, there's stuff here. What the fuck was that noise, though? It was so strange. Is it coming from the caves? Is that why it went away? Or is it just supposed to go away at that part of the audio cue? I guess we'll find out as we get closer to the cave. Well, in we go. I guess I'm supposed to go back up to the house, like, to fix our leg? I mean, we didn't trip, though. Maybe we're... What if we are Esther? That doesn't look safe. Nope, this is not safe at all. But we're gonna do it anyway! Guys, never go spelunking without partners. And safety gear. Most importantly, do not fall down the holes in the caves. Caves are slippery.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
This is pretty. What? What? Fuck you, game. There's no way anyone lit a candle down here. Is like growths on the walls or stuff? Oh my god, this is beautiful. Really beautiful. Oh hey, there's another chemical compound. I don't know what it is, but... Or... I'm not sure. But this is painted on, compared to that. I guess we can't go up on this mound. Bioluminescent fungus or something. Feels like we're moving a lot faster now. I mean, that's probably wrong, but... So there's a path up. Whoa.
They'd stop the traffic back as far as the Sandford Junction and come up the hard shoulder like radio signals from another star. It took 21 minutes for them to arrive. I watched Paul time it to the second on his watch.
Someone went to town. Painting. That looks like a circuit board almost. Not sure what that is, but there's like mail symbols there. Yep, these are electrical diagrams. There's resistance right there, and capacitors, and where the power starts, I'm not entirely sure. It's supposed to be a like squiggly line to say that it's, I guess, over there. So what are these for? What is that? This almost looks like a vigil or something. Oh, I can't go through her? There we go. So someone lit these candles and sort of recently. Oh, we're ducking down like on our own. That's what the elevation changes are. Whoa. I just want this as like my desktop like screensaver. This is beautiful. Alright, I guess we're jumping into the pool. I really am in awe of this game's just natural beauty. The attention to detail is stunning. Of course, like cave rocks, the textures, they're always gonna look plasticky, but it still looks nice. I'm assuming we can't go down here at all. No. And the sound design is fantastic. Although I am a little confused about the creepy music at times. Oh, now we're actually up here. That's cool. Whoa, are we actually getting, like, pushed? Whoa, a little bit. Or just, like, it's slippery or something. Oh, no, don't get pushed in. That is blood. I think. It looked like blood on the ground. Wow, this is a... I don't know, it's getting, like, tragic, but not really creepy anymore. There was some weird, creepy sound cues, but...
I'm
Whoa.
traversing my own death throes. The infection in my leg is an oil rig that dredges black muck up from deep inside my bones. I swallow fistfuls of diazepam and paracetamol to stay conscious. The pain flows through me like an underground sea.
Wow. I'm guessing we go up there? And what's down here? So much to explore now. So were we in the car crash then? Eggs that have been hatched. To what, turtles? Do turtles generally go to caves to birth eggs? Or diagrams, schematics. And on that side of the wall too, I can see. Can we let the current carry us? Not really. We did for a little while and then it just sort of stopped. Yeah, it looks like there's diagrams on the walls over there. What's over here? I'm actually kind of surprised that we don't get to go to the lighthouse. Or maybe we do, we just haven't yet, but... Oh, here we go. Current's carrying us. Whoa! That was interesting. Maybe current carried us a little too quickly. There's another diagram. Where can the current take us? No further than that, it seems. I'm guessing it, like, lets us jump out because we need to go a different way. Is it like a strawberry or like... It almost looks like a pepper or something. More paint. Somebody was really adamant about painting these things. There's a new symbol. I don't think we've seen that one before. The meaning to all this is entirely speculation, because it hasn't really given us the part of the narrative that explains any of it. NH2OH. H2O. There's another compound. Actually, it probably wasn't H2O. It's probably just... Well, HO doesn't make any sense, because there would be a free electron. Or a free valence space or something like that. Man, I really can't remember chemistry at all. I imagine you would get more meaning out of this if you knew what they were. That looks like a tree. Windmill? There's arrows. Whoa. Lots of crystals. So that one goes up. Let's not go up just yet.
This is a drowned man's face, reflected in the moonlit waters. It can only be a dead shepherd who has come to drunk drive you home.
Huh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, wow. What's here? Behold, Damascus taken. Oh. Oh my. Taken away from being a city, and it shall be ruinous. Head? It should be a ruinous head? Maybe I should have gone the other way. What are we gonna find over here? Oh, we have to go underwater. What is this growth? I don't know. We're at the backside of a waterfall. Down we go again. I guess so. Oh. Swim. So this is us after the car crash. way out of this? Do I have to find something? Is this sort of like our purgatory after death? Well, we landed. We're alright. Well, we're not dead. I don't know if anybody would be alright after that fall. Well, we're going up to the surface now? Well, I don't really know where we're going anymore. Yeah, it looks like we're going to the surface. Or at least another area. Well, we're outside. Oh, it's nighttime now. There's a tent. And boxes and more cans of fucking paint. There's more than one way to go even out here.
I sat here and watched two jets carve parallel white lines into the sky. They charted their course, and I followed them for 21 minutes until they turned off near Sanford and were lost. If I were a gull, I would abandon my nest and join them. I would starve my brain of oxygen and suffer delusions of transcendence. I would tear the bottom from my boat and sail across the motorways until I reached this island once again.
Uh-oh. The game spawned me in a place where I would die immediately after. Good job, game. Okay, I didn't realize that pier was broken. Disrepair, yes, but not to the point where we couldn't walk along it. I really wish I knew what that all meant. Maybe we're an engineer? And that's what encompasses our mind? Maybe we're supposed to walk up here? I want to know what's up there. Let's try and see if we can't get up here. You know you're taking too long when like the exploring game's music starts to die down. Even it's running out of like amount it can give you, or length, or track time, or something. Words don't come easy. Jeez, you have to go all the way back to the beginning if you want to go up the upper path. Oh, we've got some like electronic stuff going on in the soundtrack now. So what's up here? I'm very, very curious. Just... oh, the paintbrushes. There was some weird audio glitch that happened, or cue. More candles. Lots of candles. Did the moon disappear from sight? Oh, it's just over there. Can we actually walk along this one? Okay, I guess we can, but we don't get a cue or anything. You could fall asleep to this game. It's really calming. Is there more to that path up there? Oh no, it just loops around. Remnants of a pier here.
Of fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceiling.
So we did all this. It's definitely Esther that's the one walking. I'm glad I went up here. This looks interesting. What is this? It's where he fixed his leg, maybe? Have we been dead the whole time? There's a lot of candles over here. I just want to see what this is. If there's any meaning to... Yep, there's like a picture. Oh, it's of the car crash. So there were flowers once upon a time. But I guess not a lot remains here. Especially if it's the remnants of a mind of, well, someone who died. Forgotten memories or something. I can't really see that. But it's a picture of, I'm assuming, the person who's been talking to us. Why did they draw schematics and designs and chemical compounds on the walls, though? Why that? And it's interesting that there's no commentary about it. Makes me believe that it's not really commentary from our character in quotations. It's all a letter that was, well, frankly, written before all this. Parts of the car that crashed. See, that sort of stuff doesn't really appear. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense if that was from the actual crash. Makes me think that this is all like
There were
somebody's
chemical
mind.
diagrams on the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
And there's the reason. Light from heaven shone around him. I'm having a hard time figuring out who died in the car crash. Whether it was the character... Well, it wouldn't make sense if it's the character narrating, because he was in the waiting room and everything else. This seems like a vigil to whoever died. And maybe it was Esther, maybe it was someone else? That's a weird thing. Those are dead seagulls.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Esther's the one who died in the car crash. But then who are we? There's a path back up, but I need to see what's over here. Or a sudden light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. So he died. Well, the man who was in the car with our narrator. But why is he lamenting Esther? He's speaking in different pronouns, and it's confusing me a little. Unless the he is also who he's addressing the letter to. Which is possible, but I almost feel like he's lamenting two deaths here. Possibly Donnelly, who died in the car crash, and... well, I don't know how Esther would have died. We haven't really gotten to that. Oh, are we heading up to the lighthouse now? Or the, beacon? I guess that is a lighthouse, technically.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
Or maybe Paul was the one who died, for all I know. Not really sure the characters in the story. They're getting a little jumbled in my head. Again, I'm only assuming that Esther is an actual character in all this because, well, that's the name of the game, Dear Esther. But she could just be uninvolved, for all we know.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And he was proceeding on his journey. Journey to what? To where? starting to feel like the character who's narrating has died. And we're exploring it? Are we coming to carve his lines into the island? Into the cliffside for him? Is that why we're here? It seems likely, in any case. This one's hard to read. Damascus. Oh, okay, that's what that says. And was come near to Damascus. Goddamn creepy fucking... And he was 3
If only Donnelly had experienced this,
days.
he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And he was 3 days without sight, and neither did he eat nor drink. These are Bible passages, I believe.
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Whoa. I don't know what he drew over there, and I can't read. It's there. At least not all of it. I don't know how you're supposed to. Unless we can walk up there? And it came to pass that as I made my journey to Damascus, I think? What's in here? More chemical symbols. I wonder if we'll get to see what's on that cliff face. I don't know how we would, but... God, there's so many, like, pops and cracks. It came to pass that as I made my journey and was come willingly. Whoa! Okay. Whoops.
Come back.
My journey was come willingly. I can't read that. Noon. Suddenly. Fuck. It's really hard to read this, guys. Whoever made this. From heaven, a great light round about me. and could not see for the
He was not drunk,
glory.
Esther. He was not drunk at all. He had not drunk with Donnelly or spat Jakobsen back at the sea. He had not careered across the lost shores and terminal beaches of this nascent archipelago. He did not intend his bonnet to be crumpled like a spent tissue by the impact. His windscreen was not star-studded all over like a map of the heavens. His paintwork etched with circuit diagrams, strange fish to call the gulls away. The phosphorescence of the skid marks lighting the M5 all the way from Exeter to Damascus.
I think I figured it out. Well, that one sort of seals it for me. Our character was in a car crash, or our narrator was in a car crash. This is all for the guilt that he feels in hitting the man who was assumed drunk and died in the car. The glory that lights being led by the hand of them. Still begs to question, who was that figure? That were with me came into... Oh god, it's so hard to move up here. Damascus. This is the fences jingling, I guess.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
I see. And this whole thing was for suicide. Can we? Nope, it's just gonna happen. We're not a bird. Well, I think that's Dear Esther. Does it just end on a black screen with nothing else? Maybe? I don't know if I should be waiting for something else for it to give us something more, but I guess that's it? Okay then. No, like, proper ending to it. It still says resume game. I don't know if we've finished it or not. It's a little weird like that. But I guess we have. I think we've, like, officially finished Dear Esther. So, yeah. I liked it. It was calm and nice, but it's not really a game so much as just some sort of narrative framework. I will go back and I'll probably record the areas that I skipped. There's only 2 of them. Just to have them. To see all of the game. I mean, it's for me mostly. I like Dear Esther. Yeah. It's not bad. Okay. So I guess let's go ahead and okay. So the beacon, the caves, the buoy, the lighthouse. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to where the parts that I missed are. So apparently you can zoom in with the left mouse button. And something else. We're getting different parts of the letter now. Like, if you play this game again, as you go through, he's saying different things.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why? Asked the farmers. Why? Asked Jakobsen. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Also, I'm now understanding why he painted all this, because he was the one who had syphilis. We are the ones who have syphilis. He was trying to keep people away from the island. Well, because, one, he was going insane. Also, there's the bones of the hermit, which he had just said that he had moved into the caves as we were walking in here. I'm not sure who the hermit is exactly. But, there's definitely more to this game than is able to be explored in one episode. But I think rather than go through and record every little part that's possible, you guys should go and play this. And play through it the second time, especially to get the, like, extra little tidbits. Because they're interesting. They're not really adding too much extra to the story, but there is something behind it all. Also, I went through the caves part, and there wasn't actually a way to go left. It was just like a ramp that you can't go up. So I think this is all of Dear Esther. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next game. Bye-bye.